Okay, what we've done this morning is filled up some of these holes up along the side of the left-hand side, driver's side, left-hand drive vehicle of course, being a 65. We've left the holes, there's 3 holes as you come down the guard, they're the natural holes, to match the other side. Yeah, not too bad, but now we've got to grind it, clean it up of course. Yeah. And what else we done this morning was the 2 holes that were in the front there, just did them as well. Did a little bit more work on this part here. This is going to need a lot of work, this one here, just because it's just overlapping and it wasn't cut square and straight. So yeah, and also on the inside as well. No, now that's coming along slowly. But on that, all good. With the open chassis, where we're going to do that repair, I thought what we do is, using a long brush, you can reach down in here and you can paint this rust converter on here. So what I've done, I've given it a lick with the old rust converter as far back in there as we can go. And then what we'll do, leave it for a little while, let it cure a bit. And then what we'll do, we'll get some etch primer and re-prime all that to make sure it's all kept clean, being the chassis. Yeah, so moving slowly. Just making up a few brackets now to go inside that chassis rail. Some decent sort of plates. That what will happen is that the this will go through into that. And then what I'll do that up on there. And then I'll weld the nut to the plate. And that plate will go inside. And it won't turn. It'll lock up. It'll be tack welded in the chassis along here. Anyway, you'll see. What I'm doing now is filling in the holes that were here in the back of the chassis that I drilled out earlier to get the bracket out. There's still a hole there, and there's a hole in the corner which they actually used to use to bolt straight through the chassis. Well, I'll close up anyway, I reckon. What I've been doing is using a piece of copper in here. It's a bit hard to get out, but good bit of copper, you weld against it, you can fill in holes, perfect for the job. Welding up the 2 holes I put in the bottom of the chassis. Now those 2 holes were actually spot welds that used to hold the inside bracket for the on the right hand side bumper bar bracket. And of course I had to fix this now before I go ahead and put on the rotisserie. But you can see the copper sink in there, the heat sink. Great way for sealing up holes. They have it sitting on top, and what it does, it actually gives a bit of a heat sink. Won't stick to it because copper won't oxidises it well to metal when it comes to welding. And it's a nice little weld that'll grind back down. And then got to put this part back together. I've given it a coat of kill rust neutralizer, and then I'll give it a bit of a lead oxide coat on the inside. Put all this back together, and then we'll just keep moving. Alright, here we go. We've got front part of the rotisserie on. All I did was just get some bolts through those chassis mounts there. They're actually holding 308 bolts. 716 head bolts, smaller and longer ones. Yeah, so it's been a good day. Got something done. Got the rail back together. So now all we're going to do now is get that other up end of the rotisserie in the end there. And then we can make a decent rotisserie, get some work done. Here we have Carlos's diff coming out now. We've got the rotisserie all happening, it's all on its side, nice and secure. But yeah, but we're still working, typically. Swinging those springs out of the way. And then we've got the whole crane out to get the diff out. We'll bring it down. Then Carl can go give it a wash, clean and paint, and we'll keep moving with our repairs, typically on the chassis, floor pans, etc. Around the guards, of course.